Everyone. How's it going, everybody? What's up? How you doing? Last night was awesome. Made some progress. Some good progress, no doubt. Really good stuff. Today, I'm just gonna try to actually get through some of this Dragon Song War content. And struggle with Choco. It should be fun. Let me get myself set up here. Last night was awesome. I mean, it had its sad parts, don't get me wrong, but ultimately, last night was awesome. So today, we are going to play this for somewhere between 2 and 3 hours, you know, keep it usual. And then I will be jumping back on later today at 5 Eastern Standard Time, US. And I will be playing Final Fantasy XII. And then later on, closing out the day, I will be jumping back into Final Fantasy XIV. Probably gonna jump in about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, somewhere around in there maybe. See where we go from there. Hopefully I can get through a pretty good bit of the story today. It's the main goal. Figured I could start just a little early. Help myself out throughout the day today and here on the game. Make sure my preferences are all right. We all good, we all good, we're all good. Yup. Okay. So here we go, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a good morning. Me and Choco have had a nice walk. And we're ready for Final Fantasy. Here we go. Alphino. What's going on, bud? Alphino is ready to escort Lucia to Innistrad. The path is long, but known to us. From Falcon's Nest, we shall cross the Western Highlands to make for Tilfeather in the Dravanian Forelands. There we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables wait. And so they do. We got Death Flare last night and it is awesome. While I'm thinking about this right now, I'm gonna actually add some things to my hotbar right here for those random times. What am I doing? Ah, it's there. Okay. Over time I'll fill in those other gaps. Those are just ones that pretty common. I end up needing them. Anyway, it's just a temporary thing. Where is it I need to travel? Tilfeather. Dravania. Hopefully today on Final Fantasy XII I can get a lot done with that story. I'm going to be starting at a very, very random spot if I remember correctly. I think I'll be starting off with a boss fight. Oh, that'll get interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. I'll have to be pumped and ready. Start getting pumped now. Maybe it'll like last all the way up until that point. That's a long time to hold hop for, though. Like 5 hours. 5 hours of hop. Whoa! I always imagined the first time I set foot in Dravanian soil would be at the hand of an army. I guess that's not a laughing matter. And here I am, ready to treat with my brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past, though it was I who first proposed recruiting Esau to our cause. I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands, men, women, children, all slain in the name of implacable Lady Osheart. Implaceable. Oh, I gotta sit up. She acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side she fought in service to that greater good, even unto her undying breath. And while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered, not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alfino, yet who can say what might come to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. We must press on to annex Tron. If you will follow me. Lead away. I always think it's weird when they walk one direction and then you have to go a complete different direction. I believe I can actually fly here. Yes. Oh wait, we got Midgar Somar. Something's got to change here. But what to change? I'll take res off this hotbar. It's on this one already. No need to have it on 3. Wait, no, never mind. Just 2. This guy. So I totally did not expect that ending last night. I'm still Estinian, like what? Did not see it coming. What's up, Choco? Damn it. Could have used a crystal to come here. They're up. What are you doing? I don't understand your tactics right now. Where are you, lady? Upstairs, probably. Oh shit. What's up, Kevin? And Clay? I've got most of the Shire gear already. I've got to actually get the pants. That's all I lack. Thank you for the tip, though, no doubt. Ha ha ha. There you are. I love the Dravanian language, don't get me wrong, but I kinda wish they just, Midgard Somar'd it and just gave him almost that, dragon heart voice. Something that, you know, speaks English. Well, any language, perhaps, you know. Just, you know, our common tongue. Useful until 64. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, wow. Just no voice audio this time. Who cares though? It's all good. Let me get this cord. Gotta give myself some room here. Tying myself up. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Esau. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. May I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. It's hard to pronounce the F in there. I am come as an envoy of Sir Ermic. That's gonna be a morning indeed. What level am I now? 60. I'm Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, Knight. 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth, that King Thordan and his knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm, Radaskir. Shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which was at last laid bare by the warrior of Lot, the Azure Dragon, and Esau. Alas, a deception intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth after an eternity of war. Who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Yet dream we must, as Esau once did. We must make that dream a reality, as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, Not. However, I cannot give you mine answer. May I ask why? This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the North grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. Then we will wait. After 1,000 years at war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Fear not, knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime. Soon, my humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith until we meet again. The new beast trap? Wow. That's cool and a little eh. I guess I understand why they level sync, because I just sweep right through all these beast trap quests that I'm trying right now, so I kind of understand why they would level sync a little bit. It kind of makes sense. It really ups the difficulty for the seasoned players, but it is a bit different. I can understand though. Sorry, Zombie Fox. Just trying to get as much time as I can in on my days off of work myself. You can catch me later though. I'll be streaming Final Fantasy XII at 5, and then later on I'll be jumping back in on Final Fantasy XIV as well. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I am surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Charlaine. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in the search for our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was, and thank you again for sparing me the time to assist us, even with such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no graver matter. 1,000 years at war. 1,000-year war. One which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 journey. Why do they have to put such in there? 1,000 journeys to ensure that that sacrifice was not in vain. I am skipping that such. Of that, I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope that fates will not hold you to your word. That will hold you to your word. I've got to start reading poetry or something before I start getting in on all this. Like some old school 1800 poetry. Sounds good, Zombie Fox. Sounds good. Hopefully where it goes well for you. I don't blame you for doing the main scenario slow. Honestly, drag it out as long as you can. There's no telling when another expansion will drop. It'll probably be like 2 years. Maybe a year and a half. I predict they'll try to run Stormblood out as long as they can with all the production they put into it and all the marketing. Ooh, the marketing. Okay, Alphino, what's next? Alphino is eager to set out for Charlaine. As am I. So, it would seem we have time to greet this scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thancred. I can only assume she is privy to some of the new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous with Y'shtola in Edelshire. To Y'shtola. Close the door. No quick exit. Oh, wait. I can just do this. I don't know what I was thinking. I was gonna run the whole way there. Fly, Chocobo. I enjoyed the Heavensward, but the post-Heavensward Oh, the Dragon Song War. I understand. It bored you. I could, understand in a way. It seems like this is really leveling things out to build things back up, you know? So it's like one of those, like, weird little loops in a story. But, I'm enjoying it so far. Really enjoy meeting all these characters and seeing the story actually go full circle, tying up all of its loose ends. Ah, Tomberry. 'Tis good to see you. I confess I had assumed your business in Annextron would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofnir go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir... Oh. Random update. New remix is added on YouTube. She must discuss Sir Emeric's proposal with Hrelsgiver. Of course, she seemed amendable to the suggestion. What of our Charlean guest? Has she arrived yet? She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on Frontbridge. We should be on our way. I'm actually ready for Final Fantasy XII. I'm stoked. Speak. We want to hear those voices, don't we, Choco? You want to hear?
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
Oh, it felt so weird. She licked the inside of my ear. That's enough. I don't want any more of those. That was weird. Ugh. At least we have some nice voice audio, though. Always love the voice audio.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Charlean motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill. Chill. That is the opposite of chill. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too much. Too much. Hop down. Unhop. Turn the hop from 11 to like 4. 4 to 4 to 4 to 4. Ah, to 4. That's not 4. Ah. You went to 15. Okay.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, sir.
Very perceptive.
And who is that I spy but young Alphonse Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
I really like her attire here. The hood sets it off.
We, Miss Kryle and I met at the studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Kryle.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking. Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Oh, DC Universe? Oh, I actually played DC Universe for a while. Oh, Kevin. Things did happen. Stuff went down. Choco attacks every chance she gets. She can be evil. She hates the streams. She's got love-hate for him. She loves the attention.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
What? Oh, I mentioned it right on meeting Matoya. The throwback to the whole crystal eye. Oh, that is awesome.
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
That's awesome. I love all the throwbacks. They do so well with them. I like how mainly that you don't even really have to be an old school Final Fantasy fan to even understand them, you know? I mean, it obviously helps out a lot, but no doubt the way they go about with the story, they've already introduced Matoya, then they just bring in her crystal eye. An old school fan like me just sees that and I'm just like, oh wow. Very nice way to include it. And then for, you know, somebody new, that's just a throwback to Matoya, so it works on both ends. Very smooth, Square. Very smooth. Are you talking about DC Universe? I actually quit playing the game just because the community was so divided. I could never find anyone to do anything with, ever. And also, another reason too is the subscription bonus wasn't really worth it in my opinion. Where this game, it's worth it, you know? I love playing the game. I feel like I'm, you know, getting my money's worth, you could say, in a sense. DC Universe, I felt like they were literally just trying to rope people for money, like soaking a towel and then just wringing it out the best they can, trying to get every last drip of our gill. Oh, literally, I just said that. Yeah, I totally agree, Clay. Totally agree. Rope you in with the free and then just throw all these money tags at you. Oh, pay this, pay that. You want the cool shit? Pay! Yeah, some MMOs can be like that. I feel like a lot of MOBAs are like that too. They all try to do that whole freemium style. Did you say we were headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something? The prospect of meeting the famous Master Matoya seems to have Kryl thinking. I actually like that they mention her name beforehand. I would have called her Crowley, or Crele, judging by how this game does a lot of like French throughout there, and then, you know, of course the Japanese. Just a simple Kryl. I have heard many stories of Master Matoya, some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured, they all are true. This way, and have care where you tread. Need to get the edgy out. Lawforge 2. I've never actually played Lawforge. I don't really have any knowledge of it. Is it a lot like this, or is it a different theme altogether?
Oh, is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
I wish I was as clever as coming up with comebacks like that right off. At times I can and roll off, but most of the time I'm one of those people who thinks of things way too late.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out of it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Oh, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our Order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
No, I totally agree, Clay. Totally agree with you. I encountered that same thing with DC Universe.
Kryl, you too possess the Echo.
Well, yes, of course I do. Our Order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the signs of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found.
I really like the pendant she has on her chest.
You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Figured she'd make us work for it.
long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light. But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in...
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
You're so evil.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin.
It's about to be a really good cutscene, I bet. What's up, Matthew? God, you can make it.
From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock, I think.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Speak with the Alphino outside Tailfeather. Lawforge, Skyforge. Yeah. Things did get old really quick on DC Universe. That's why I like Final Fantasy XIV so much. Every time you turn around, they're throwing new content at you, different modes to play in. I'm not the best at them. The PvP, for example, I'll definitely have to try that out a few more times before I'm good at that. But no doubt, the fact that it's actually there, though, and you have Palace of the Dead, that's almost like a different, almost like playing a Gauntlet style video game. It's just cool having those extra features and all that extra content in here that you can just jump into, just in case, you know, you get a little what's a good word for it, burnout, you know. Let's say you just, the main story wasn't what you were looking for, or per se, you know, just per se here, and you just wanted to jump in on something, or maybe you were stuck on a part, like I've been stuck a few times, like with my red mage. There was one quest that had just kept getting me down. And just, you know, there was all kinds of other things that I could do in the meantime to level up that, you know, it was really cool to actually have there. Were I to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Yet, even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me much as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Kral. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for that very purpose. This is impressive. You drew him from memory. A skill I acquired some years ago, for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split into two pairs. Y'shtola and I will inquire at the outlying encampments, while Tonberry and Kral question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterward, we shall regroup near Loth Ostvoth and share our findings. Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. He certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Anyway, we had best get started. Find me when you've finished making your rounds. What? Yeah, I'll do all the work. Searching for a friend of yours. Let's have a look then. No, ain't seen him around. Sorry. It's something I'd have to read up on. Let's see what she's actually saying here. Pray excuse me, but have you seen this man before? She's actually helping. What's that you've got there? A sketch. Rightio. Seen him? Can't say I know the face. You say he's something of a warrior. I heard a tale the other day about a Haruan vagabond who brought down a Bandersnatch by himself, and with style. Way they tell it, he was dancing like with the... Hey. You are just persistent. Dancing with the beast like it was the bell of the bleeding ball. Sounds like your man. Does sound like our man, doesn't it? Thancred's got some moves. A Haruan man. We're not exactly rare, you know. Could you be more specific? I did spot this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks. See? That, and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. An axe. Finished? In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out. Where are the others? Just gonna take the river. I really like the Bandersnatch design. Outfit now? You stole them? My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it was wise to question as many hunters as we could. Many have made camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game, not so receiving visitors. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Haruan hunter with whom no one is familiar, though none chanced to see the man's face. His height and build match Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. So, you have heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a Vath trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seems a rather curious description for one of his kind. You're implying that Thancred sent a Vath to market in his stead. Why would he not go himself? Well, if you recall, you yourself emerged from the lost stream as naked as your name day, and it is a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was a simple statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament. In any case, if he had dealings with the Vath, they should be able to tell us, no? Quite right. Kral, quite right. Gotta love those light-hearted moments. I can understand that. But after getting used to most of the controls and everything in 14, I've really enjoyed it. Alphino would like very much to continue the search for Thancred. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Loth Asvath. We must go and see the Vath right away. Come along, everyone. Come along. They're not too far away. That way. Should have just done a simple land. I was going to try to do a nice little swoop in. Didn't work. Great hunters, we welcome you once more to Loth Asvath. What do you seek this day? We seek a man with whom we are told you may have had certain. How curious. The hunters tire of godly sport and purpose mortal of prey. No, no. He is not prey, but a friend long missing. Good, good. He is a friend to the Vath as well. One with whom we have traded many times. Truly. And you are quite certain it was this man? There is no doubt. The freshling clothed in skins came to us from some all. Lost and weak, he offered meat and hides in trade, and in exchange, we tended his wounds. He brought us much flesh. So skilled as a hunter, he was. Much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Gone to Loth. Not long ago, when he heard the one mind had summoned our god once more. Ravana has returned. Vidifnir did say that the Noth had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Elder, we thank you for your help. Would that we repay this kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's spot. Go, great hunters, lest the Noth claim him as a sacrifice. That's cool to know. Fates are very rewarding. And stormblood. They're not too bad right now, so if they're better than what they are now, I can only imagine that they would be pretty great. Map quests are next on your list. Sounds like a lot of grinding, my friend. This is next on my beast tribe. These are the peeps I want to work for, right after I finish up with the Almajaw. Which, I'm not doing too bad right now with the Almajaw. Let's check it out. That reputation, it's on 100 out of 150. decapitating any foes who stand in your way. Well. Let's go ahead and get you freed out. Should have started off with Trial Disaster there. Yeah. First battle of the day. Gotta get all warmed up and everything. My first one is always so rough. Okay, not too bad. Yeah, I can't wait to get the stormblood. It's going to be awesome. It's cool that they link some of the fates together for more experience, though. That's pretty cool.
Who else could be? Thancred! It could be Thancred! We must hurry!
Who's this crew? Flashback.
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever.
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not!
Whoa.
So you are the warrior of light. The savior of Eorzea.
$400,000. Wow. That is amazing. That's really cool. Sounds like it inclines you to do more with the fates there.
It's a wonder you didn't come sooner. What with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
This guy's a bit rude.
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them?
Oh, is this Thancred coming in to save the day? Looking awesome.
Not very sporting of you to interrupt, but so be it. Mark well our faces, warrior of light, for we are the warriors of darkness, walkers of a different path, and we shall meet again.
The Warriors of Darkness. They were in the post-credit scene last night. You know, I know they're evil, but on a side note, they all look really awesome. Really digging the mage over here.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
So it would seem. Thancred, I don't remember the scruff being on his chin.
Thancred, are you all right?
Pleasantries can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
Very cool scene. No doubt. Good to see you back, Thancred. New gear really is awesome. I'm really liking this blade too. It reminds me of like, yeah, short sword, but also like the mage masher mixed with a little bit of like the ogre. Or the auger, if you will.
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the Altogether. Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides. Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke?
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more?
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed Warriors of Darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the Warrior of Light, I suppose.
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
What is up, T? They had to block it out. Little squirrel. It was nice placement. Alphino is lost in thought, doubtless ruminating on the implications of your encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. Blessed with the power of the Echo, and driven to put down Primals, despite his declaration, they walk a different path. I struggle to see how their goals conflict with ours. Nor is that the only oddity. I find it passing strange that such exceptional individuals should have wholly escaped our notice until now. Surely we would have heard rumors and attempted to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventures, and I would not soon forget their lot, nor would any of us, I think. One of our primary duties was to scour the city-states for promising candidates, which is how I found Tonberry. Ah, the memories. It seems like only yesterday that you slew your first Primal. Speaking of which, I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that band of merry men and women had killed a god. I labor to believe that a band of perpetually gifted adventurers has been traveling the land slaying Primals without our knowledge. 'Twould imply gross negligence on our part. Speculation will avail us not. There is far too much we do not know. For the present we must needs concentrate on what we do now, namely, that Lord Ravana is no more. Vidofnir must be informed. The news may render her more receptive to Emeric's invitation. Emeric. Since you seem to have affairs here well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being the vicinity of this colony is giving me a stinking headache. If you have any need of me... No, there's not. If you have need of me, I shall be with Master Montoya. I beg her assistance with the search for Minfilia. Wait, Minfilia is missing? I thought she escaped with Tonberry. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. Stretch. Get the blood flowing. Well, that's just convenient. It was definitely a funny flashback, no doubt. I had not thought to see thee again so soon, mortal. If thou seekest the knot... Just got stuff piled all around me here. If thou seekest the knot, know that she hath long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidofnir. But it was not her that we came... We bring good tidings for you and yours. Lord Ravana, who had been summoned by the Noth, has again been laid low. Truly, once more, you mortals have succeeded where mine own kind did fail. You have our deepest thanks. Would that we could take credit. The god fell by another's hand. Another. Revelation upon revelation. Regardless, it is cause for celebration. The Noth will have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter, I have tidings for thee as well. Regarding the Ishgardian's invitation. As promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. For 1,000 years have I mourned my beloved who gave her life to forge a peace thy king had betrayed. Such was my lot, until a child of Ishgard came unto me. For want of warmth, she wrapped herself in a dream. Yet, the world will remember her deeds. For truth, she fought for justice. She sinned for redemption. She sacrificed and became as Lot. To follow one's heart, to have faith in one's convictions, be it for will or for woe. Such is the folly and the glory of man and of dragon. He hath entrusted with the choice to us, and we have made it. We will keep faith with you who walk in the lot. Then you accept Sir Ermic's invitation. Let it be known that I, Vidofnir, shall journey unto Ishgard on behalf of my people. We are honored to receive your answer, and will convey your words to our allies without delay. It is happening, Isal. But that you were here to see it feels... I didn't know there was a hole in the ceiling. Future references.
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another. Honorable men, to whom Sir Emeric was no hero, but a scheming patricide.
What?
Honorable men who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood. Honorable men whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
What just happened? Did he just die? What? What? No! They're killing all the homies off. Ugh. What? I'm hoping for the best. I'm telling myself he survived. Oh, where's the white mage when you need one? He is. I didn't want to believe it true. Gosh. Right. Let us not keep Sir Emmerich waiting. Are you quite well, Thancred? Yes. Yes, quite well. Forgive me. You have given me rather a lot to digest. This whole affair with the Ashgardians and the Dravanians and our friends nowhere to be found. 'Twould seem there is no end to our troubles. We can but face them head on, one at a time. For now, we must apply ourselves to our allotted task and leave the others to theirs. Remember, Thancred, we found you as they found me. In time, we will find Ira and Paplimo, and Menphilia as well. These troubles will soon be but a memory, one which we'll look back on together. Pray do not misunderstand. I did not mean to imply that I would be otherwise. I merely wish that I had rejoined our grand adventure at one of its more triumphal moments. Despite your recent accomplishments, the mood here is less than celebratory. But I have no doubt that we will enjoy many more glorious victories soon enough. And you may rest assured that I will play my part in them to the very hilt. I know you will. So then, to the congregation. Oh, man. They just constant fills. Keep throwing them at you. You have returned. In this, at least, the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Vidofnir has accepted Sir Emmerich's invitation. She has. These are glad tidings indeed. Would that the Lord Commander were here to hear them. He is otherwise engaged. Hey, sleeping off a knife to the gut. What? What happened? Will he live? This word always gets me. The Chirurgeons tell me he will make full recovery. So there's hope. But had Lord Edma and Lord Artriel had not been on hand when the assassin struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For mercy, they subdued the fiend before he could land the telling blow. The attack was just the beginning, though not long after, buildings all around the city, including several of ours, burst into flame. Bastards caught us completely by surprise. We've been dousing the fires, but for every one we put out, it seems like 2 more start up. Casualties are mounting, especially in the broom. 'Tis plain these fires were started by the assassin conspirators. Until they have been rounded up, there will be no end to this. Will you help us find them? But of course. Then let us be about it. Not that mean? Is that what you were trying to go for there? Oh, okay. Let's see if we can find these peeps. He's so soft and squishy. Lucia would begin the hunt for the arsonist without delay. Accessories of fending, slaying. I don't know which of these would I apply to. Fending, I suppose. The flames are spreading. We must needs begin our investigation immediately. Witnesses must be found, suspects must be identified. Have you been able to determine the precise locations where the fires were set? Mayhap there is a pattern. There is. We have yet to discern it. Fires have been reported throughout the city in both the pillars and foundation. Indeed, given the size of the area affected, I think it is best to divide our forces, Master Alphino and Mistress Ishtola. I would have you take charge of the investigation in foundation. As you wish. Mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. Meaning, Tomberry and me get the pillars. Oh, they'll like me up there. Only question is, will the grizzled old rogue striking a pose over there be joining us? Thancred of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And may I say what a pleasure it is to meet you, my lady. A bit. The name's Hilda. A Scion, eh? And there I was thinking I'd found a fellow ruffian amongst all these illustrious personages. I will remain here to coordinate the fire-quenching effort. If you learn aught of value, pray inform me immediately. That is all. While we could begin by sifting through charred rubble and questioning random passerby, in my experience every town has at least one individual who can be counted on to know things he or she should not. Tataru? She's, chilling at the bar. Oh, aye, the infamous Lord Imanellan, D. Fortams, lover of women and wine, though neither care for him that much. They say he could gossip for Ishgard. Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, Tomberry. Well, it's not exactly what I've thought of, but no doubt a good person. He'll be at the Crossier, most likely, making an effort to be seen. So let's go and see him. Let's go. Grizzled. I will accept, but old. Nobody wants to be old. You want the castings, or neither? I've had to say it quite a few times. I'm just glad I can say it correctly now. Yeah, I don't know which one of these I need to go to. I should have guessed. And it doesn't actually look like I have it on here. Well. With age, hopefully comes wisdom. Hopefully. Hopefully. At this rate, I would have been better off just walking there. I was thinking that had a totally different name. Oh, I can't believe that. Some simple mistakes. It's pretty close though. Well, well, if it isn't Tonberry. Dearest of all my friends, you're looking rather glum. Something the matter, old boy? Ah, yes, the arson's dreadful business that. And awfully curious, wouldn't you say? There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it all. Naturally, we've doubled the guard outside the manor along with the most of the other houses. Can't have the old pile going up in flames after all. Oh, and in case you were wondering why the Hoplin is awash with refugees, the lower levels of the vault have been open to those unfortunate souls who have lost their homes. Sir Emeric's orders, from what I was here, remarkable man. Not even a knife in the ribs can keep him from his duties. Actually, old boy, if you were thinking of questioning the refugees, I should be more than happy to accompany you to the Hoplin. While you conduct your inquiries, I would have words of comfort to the distressed and despondent young maidens. Wait a moment. I know what that is. You're giving me one of those looks, aren't you? Do you... You do me an injustice, old boy. I will have you know my heart yearns for but one rose. Prickly though she may be, I sense you remain unconvinced. Very well. If it will help to prove the purity of my intentions, I shall gracefully rescind my offer. And now, run along and catch those arsonists. That was not entirely what I'd hoped for. Whose idea was it to come here again? Never mind. For our next step, I suggest we divide our efforts. While you question the refugees in Hoplin, Tonberry, I shall investigate the locations where the fires were set. Would you be so good as to join me, Hilda? You know what I reckon I would? Oh. Can't have you roaming about in an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can we? You'd only get robbed blind and left shivering in your small clothes. that? More experience should lead to wisdom. I totally agree. Ours was one of the first homes to be claimed, but I didn't see how the fire began. It was only when I heard our neighbors shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. We barely escaped with the clothes on our backs. Were it not for the church's generosity, I don't know what we'd do. The stretch. Come, my brothers and sisters, there is food and shelter enough for all in the Basilia. Basilica? Basilica. Halone's blessing be upon you, Father. I confess, we're not sure if we should come. There are so many unbelievable tales these days about the Archbishop and Sir Ermic, and the Javanians. Trust in your heart, brother, and pay no heed to the laws of lesser men. They seek only to lead you astray. Ooh, that head turned fast. You require succor as well, sir. So, the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good. This madness has gone for far too long. With that, I could do something to aid in your search, but I have a duty to these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. There was a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and then there was smoke everywhere, and it was so hot, and I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out. I suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm is getting better after all. Maybe so. I was thinking that would go a little bit more smoother. Thancred. Ah, there you are. Anything to share? We will require more than the muddled testimony of a traumatized girl if we are to identify the culprits. While you were questioning the refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one from St. Reminald's Cathedral and another near the tribunal. For a mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how ruthlessly efficient arsonists contrived to fail so miserably on the two occasions when their target was a bastion of Ishgard orthodoxy. Nothing conclusive, of course, but it does give one cause to wonder. Alphino will doubtless have an opinion. Time to rendezvous with Ingrid. That feeling when you've been sitting in the same spot for like a long time. Where could he be? We'll go to the Forgotten Knot and then just check the surrounding area. I'll just hit the one up over here. Gotta stand up for a second. Yeah. Stretch it out. Yeah. Oh, good. Whew. Whoa. Get you excited? Woke you up, huh? Could have went to that one. Captive. Silence will avail you not, sir. Ah, Tomberry, I was just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained a suspect. We found this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to the eyewitnesses, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words. He did not. So we insisted. Let me go, damn it. You've got the wrong man. Aye, but you reek of oil. And are those burns on your hands? An occupational hazard, I suppose, but tell me, does arson pay well? I'm a victim. You imbecile, look at me. Aye, that you are. After a fashion. You should know that your pious patron has already spun us a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash and set about burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you, but then these highborn tops rarely do show loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you rabid and begged us to put you down. Very nice wordplay, Ingrid. That's bollocks. He's the one who told me to keep going. Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work. He said I'd left it behind. Tried to. With all my heart said my prayers every day like a good man. But he came to me. He came to me. And there you have it, Hilda. Would you be so kind as to escort our friend here to the congregation? Aye, so long as you don't mind if he's limping when he gets there. That was incredible, Thancred, but how did you know he would confess? Well, I've seen his like before. A troubled soul manipulated by men of power and wielded as a weapon. I cannot be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it worth the risk. And if our captive had called your bluff, we must entertain hypotheticals. The world it is vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whether by luck or judgment, we have at last confirmed that these arsons were orchestrated by a person or persons of influence. I think it best that we now return to the congregation and discuss how best to proceed. I'll just run there. It'll be just as fast. Do it like every time. Missed the door. If we could but determine the motive behind these fires, if only. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak, though he fell silent upon realizing that we had not turned his master. He will soon tell us what he knows one way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander. Ah, Lord Atrael. Are you come to see your father? He is attending Sir Emmerich in the chambers at present. I am. He bid me bring his salve. Then do not let me detain you. And thank you for your kindness, my lord. In times of trouble, every man must do his part. With that, I could do more. My lord, Atrael did not seem to be in the best of spirits. 'Tis little wonder, Master Alphino, his family is widely slandered, and his half-brother not yet cold in the grave. And neither of these are gonna help, so we'll go with the silver pieces. Okay, and with that, everybody, I am going to go ahead and call it for today. For now, anyway. I have some things I need to do. Be sure and subscribe if you're new here watching. We will return later tonight. I'll be back. I'm going to give a rough estimate on the time right now. It'll be somewhere between, let's say, 9 and 10. Somewhere between that timeline. And then I'll play a little bit later tonight. No work tomorrow, so I can actually stay on a little bit later. We'll get some real progress done at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be jumping back into Final Fantasy XII. It has been a few days and I'm ready to get back in there. So hopefully some of you can join me in on that. It should be fun. Thank you all And be sure to subscribe. You know, if you do, you increase your chances to win mini Titus figure. Also, what else is there? No, I think that's it. So be sure to jump in later on, catch 12, and if you're not interested in that and you would only like to jump in on the 14, I will be jumping back in later. Just look for me around 9 or 10, but this is Eastern Standard Time, so you may have to jump on Google and do a little math there. Quick search. There's like a million of those clocks out there. But Clay, thank you for joining. T and Zombie Fox, it was definitely amazing, just as always. Love all those cool little tips, and I'm glad I could actually relate to you, Clay, seeing we have the same view on MMOs here, especially on DC Universe anyway. Matthew and Kevin is very awesome. Glad you could join us as well. And Zombie Fox, if you're still at work, hopefully things are going well for you there. Hopefully you have a good Friday and it goes smoothly. And to all of you as well, hopefully you all have a good Friday. T, Clay, Kevin, Matthew, all of you, and all the subscribers, and anybody else watching out there. Hopefully you all have a great Friday. I have some things I just gotta knock out while I've got this day off, and then I can enjoy my next 2 days off doing mostly streaming. Gonna play a little bit later tomorrow when I jump in on my earlier stream like this. The reason I'm jumping out of here a little bit earlier than usual today, and the reason I got on a little bit earlier than usual today, partly I was bored. I woke up early and I didn't have anything to do. Second, I actually have things to do now. It's a buddy of mine's birthday. Gonna go hang out with him for a few minutes. I've got to do some maintenance on some things in my loft, mainly my vehicle. And then after that, though, I will definitely be back and ready for Final Fantasy XII. Oh, I'm so excited. Remember, that is 5. I could jump in on at 4:30, but I'm going to try to leave it at 5. Let everybody jump in there. Yeah, let's just say 5. I'll keep it strict, Tom, 5 o'clock. So hopefully you can catch me there, and hopefully you all have a great day, though. Time for me to get out of here, though, everybody. Okay. And if you would like to support, be sure to hit up that Patreon. Last minute free company invite. No, not today, Yellow Feathers. I'll promote you. The Yellow Feathers, look for them. But yeah, you can hit up that Patreon if you want to promote the page, but if not, you know, maybe you could like and share, who knows. But everybody, I'm Tom Berry Disciple, and I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna keep stalling and stalling. Take it easy, everybody. Take it easy. Gotta walk Choco.